Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to America's most beloved Firehouse Morning Show. A cup of Joe and some Fuego.
Oh my God!
And good morning, guys. Yes, you are listening to A Cup of Joe and Fuego. Welcome back. Welcome back to that interactive show between us at Gettin Salty and the rest of the firefighting community, where you guys send in all your pictures, videos, anything you want in the firehouse so we can shout out your shift, your department, your firehouse, your state, whatever it is that you want. Keep sending them in. Send them into KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com, and I will get it up here on this show. Thanks for joining us again. Where are we going to start? Actually, we're going to start with the membership. You know, I can't resist the shameless plug. Get over to our membership. It's $4.95 a month. It's growing in content. You get all new content that the rest of the world out there doesn't get. Only on the Gettin Salty membership, we have all the history with Hashtag and all the other stuff that we do, the history of the rescues and all that other good stuff. Check it out.
Looking to take your love for the fire service to the next level? Then join the Gettin Salty Experience YouTube Premium Membership Club, where the stories burn hotter and the history runs deeper. As a member, you'll unlock exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, from History with Hashagen, where we dive into legendary FDNY fires and the men who fought them, to feature-length documentaries spotlighting the rich and gritty history of the FDNY, told the way only Gettin Salty can. You'll also get early access to special interviews, behind-the-scenes content, and members-only perks designed with our most loyal followers in mind. Joining is easy. Just hit that join button right in our YouTube channel and become part of the Brotherhood. Support the show, celebrate the job, get and stay salty.
Yes, so there's a whole bunch of stuff up there already. You can binge watch and catch up. And we put out new content every single week. So let's dive right into it. I'm trying something new here, guys. I'm trying the teleprinter part of this app. So bear with me as I try to do this. Hopefully you don't catch me looking at my notes all the time. So we're going to start like right here, like this. We'll get our media going. And here we go. Okay, so it says, where are we at? See, I am looking already at my notes. I can't help it. It says, hello, Kubes. It's Michael. I just want to show these pics from Tuesday. Do you know this guy? Yes, it's Frank Lieb. This is what they are doing to the Grand Avenue, ladder 136, engine 287, up Battalion 46. A new firehouse so far. Yes, Mike, they are doing 136 over. They ripped down the whole building, so they'll have a brand new firehouse. I know the engine is out in the cage. I don't know exactly where the ladder company is. So here's some more pictures of Mike. I don't know where he is at this point. There's a picture of him and Lieb, I think, somewhere. Yeah, it's him and Lieb in there. Yep. It says, Kube, here's a couple of pictures. Here we go next to the next story. It says, Kube, here's a couple of pictures of my retirement party my wife had for me. The three gentlemen in the pictures come from Pottstown, PA, just to attend my party. And the PI is Matt Burfett, Randy Sellers, me under the lid, and Mark Green. The helm was the exact one we would wear. The helmet was the exact one we would wear when we joined Empire Hook and Ladder Fire Company of Pottstown. Mark took this helmet and had the remaining members sign it for me as a gift for my retirement. Stevie Greps. Thanks, Steve, for sending these in. That's the lid from Empire's original Empire lid. And there's all the guys signing it. That's really cool. Very cool. All right. Now, we've been in this mode of fire truck, I don't say toys, miniatures. And we got a guy who watches the show all the time. He's Tower Ladder 117 in the chat. Or is he, he might be a marshal. I don't know. He was a marshal. He wasn't 117, but he wants to chime in with his miniature that he made of Ladder 117. I'm sure he had to doctor this thing up, but it looks cool, man. Tower Ladder 117. Hi, Kubes. Here's my adaptation of Tower Ladder 117. Mike Kane. So Mike Kane sent that in. We appreciate the adaptation of Tower Ladder 117. Okay, well, here we go. This is a story that I got. Actually, Joel hooked me to this guy, Kanaski from Escalon. Hey, Kubes. Hank Smith. Nope, I got the wrong one here. This is the Hank pictures from Newark. I got the wrong photos in here. Let's see. I don't have Hank's photos in here. I don't. I'm going to have to get them. Stand by. Alrighty, we got it now. It says, "Hey, Kubes, Hank Smith." I know that's not his last name. It's a really long name. From Newark here. I hope you and the crew are well. As always, I am loving the Salty Experience episodes. The feature is well worth the money. Paul is the man. Paul Hashane is the man. I borrowed Mr. Peabody's Wayback Machine and took us back to Newark, January 29th, 1912. A 4-alarm fire destroyed 2 commercial buildings in downtown Newark. At 05:11 hours, Box 21 was transmitted after a fire was discovered in the 4-story brick Mullins & Sons Furniture Company at 218-20 Market Street between Broad and Beaver Streets. On arrival, Newark's Bravers found the interior of Mullins' store burning on all floors, with extension to the top floor of the adjoining 6-story bricks Essex Press Building at 222 Market Street. At the time of the fire, a sleet storm had been raging in the city, with buildings, sidewalks, streets, poles, and trees wearing a 2-inch coating of ice. Truck 1 was the first to arrive, and they positioned themselves in front of the Mullins store. A moment later, the front plate glass window blew out, belching flames out into Market Street. Deputy Chief Moore enlisted the help of some firemen, and it was with the greatest of difficulty that they were able to release the frightened horses from the truck. Chief Moore struck a second alarm and requested all available police officers from every precinct to the scene for crowd and traffic control. Flames broke through the roof of the Mullins. Concerns of raining burning material over the entire area. This prompted Chief Moore to strike a third, bringing in Chief Engineer Sloan to the scene. Upon his arrival, he struck a 4th alarm at 05:34. Wow, that's pretty quick. 4-banger, not quick. All companies were ordered to put master streams at work. High-pressure feeds were stretched to Water Tower 1, and there were masked and large monitor nozzles were put to good use. The courageous work of Newark smoke eaters was credited with keeping the fire from spreading further, and by 10:30, they had the blaze under control. Chief Sloan, who had responded to the fire from a sickbed, was ordered home by Department Surgeon Hugh M. Hart at about 1100 hours. The members of Truck 1 tried to lower their 75-foot 1905 Kaiser pneumatic wooden aerial, which had been placed to the top floor of the Essex building. It was heavily encrusted with ice and would not budge. Several men climbed the ladder and began to chop away at the ice surrounding the extension joints with axes. A loud groan was heard coming from the joints, followed by a cracking sound. The men on the ladder leaped to safety just seconds before the aerial came down, striking a light bulb and splintering into 3 large pieces. This is shown in photo 3. The rig was later scrapped. A total of 16 engines, 5 trucks, and a water tower responded to the blaze. Firemen stretched 18,150 feet of hose, raised 801 feet of ladders, used 35 hose streams, 1 water tower, 1 deck gun, and a monitor nozzle to bring the blaze under control. Damages were estimated at $300,000, equal to $10.3 million today. I hope you found this to be one of interest, Kubes. You and the lads keep up the great work. I wish I could do something like this for Newark, but my technical know-how is limited to a hammer and a chisel on a cave wall. Laugh out loud. Keep that tip moving. Be well. God bless, Hank. Hank, thanks so much, brother. I really appreciate it, man. You can just send it to us, brother, and we will post it. He's a good writer, man. Detailed, great fire storyteller, man. Awesome. He's okay. All right, so the next one we got here is that says this is Joel's friend, who's Joel Kanarsky's friend, who sent me the picture of his uncle, and I happened to be sitting next to Hank Molay at Squad 288 Day, and I asked him about this. Says, Kevin, here are the photos, the articles about my uncle Edward J. Twite, fireman, 1st grade, rescue company 1, line of duty, 1970. Thanks, Kenny Solfelder. I hope I got that right, Kenny. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. Says somebody, he must be in this picture too, with the old school Rescue 1 in the 70s. And there's a whole bunch of this guy was impaled, so that's Rescue 1's kind of work that they do over there. It's crazy. So anyway, I asked him to give me a little more detail on what happened to this firefighter. And I wrote to him. He wrote back, Kevin, from what I was told or remember, he was operating on the roof, stepped through a tar papered over air shaft and fell to his death. The other guys on the roof thought he fell into the floor below. In 2020, I asked Rescue One if they would rededicate his plaque on the 50th anniversary. They were more than accommodating. It was during the whole COVID lockdown, but they still did it up right. My aunt, the widow, and other family members were acknowledged and treated spectacularly. The building he lost his life to is still standing. We rode there on rescue and placed a wreath there. Also, very humbling experience. I'm forever grateful and thankful to all the members of Rescue One. That's the brothers doing for the brothers. Makes me so proud. Thank you for sharing this story with us, Kenny. I really appreciate it. All right, where we go next here is an oldie but a goodie. No, that's not it. Where's the other one that I had? Somewhere in here. This is it. This is from, I don't know if this guy, he did send it, but I can't find it anyway. Who sent this? Somebody sent Ford, class of 91, Newark, New Jersey. Was Captain something or other. I can't remember. My bad. I'm sorry. And now we go to my boy. Here's my boy, of course. Where is my boy here? There he is. This is my boy. I don't need to say anything here, man. That is my boy Jose, and his son graduated from the same department, I believe, that he is in. And I just thought this was so cool. I hope that they get to work together. And let me show you some more pictures from the graduation. Here we go. Here's some pictures from the graduation. I think that's his cousin there with the FDNY. His cousin got on in the FDNY. Mr. Jose. There's the beautiful Agnes and his son, Proby Boy, his dad. What a great moment. Thanks for sending that. I think Darren Phillips sent these in to me. I really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go to our other segment now. You know what that is. What happened on this date in fire history? This one is a big one, guys. This one, it should be remembered for all time. The 23rd Street collapse, October 17th, 1966. Box 55 killed 55, and it says 55, 598 killed in the line of duty. I don't think that. Box 598 at 21:36 hours, the most deadly building collapse prior to 9/11 on the fire department occurred at this alarm. 12 firefighters were killed when the floor collapsed into the cellar. 2 chiefs, 2 lieutenants, and 6 firefighters plunged into the flaming cellar. 2 firefighters were killed by the blast of flame and heat on the first floor. Location of the fire origin was cellar of 7 East 22nd Street. It was this Wonder Drugs. We had Vinny Dunn on it. He talked about this. He was at this job. The cellar of 7 East 22nd Street extended under the first floor of 6 East 23rd Street, approximately 35 feet. The floor construction of 6 East 23rd Street was 3 by 14 wood beams topped by 3/4 wood planking. On top of this, 5 inches of concrete with terrazzo finish was added. And that was what would doom those guys, man. The concrete and the terrazzo was just way too heavy of a floor for that old wood and the fire load. The firefighters in exposures 3, 6 East 23rd Street, killed in the collapse, did not know they were operating directly over the cellar in fire in 7 East 22nd Street. The 5-inch concrete terrazzo floor acted as an insulator. It concealed the severe fire and heat below. The 3-inch by 14-inch wood beams spaced 16 inches on center were reduced in size and strength by the fire. The first sign of weakness was the sudden collapse of the 15 by 35-foot section, which plunged the 10 firefighters to their deaths. The other firefighters were killed on the first floor by a ball of flame. The cause of fire was unknown. The cause of the collapse was the fire burned for 1 hour, which reduced the size and strength of the 4 wood beams. This was the biggest loss of life in the FDNY up until 9/11. And these are those courageous brothers who died on 9/11. God rest your souls, brothers. 10/17. And that is today's date. All right, guys, let's go to the videos now. We only have 2 videos. One is quite long. Of course, one of them is FDNY, but one of them is from my boy Tivadar in Budapest. He sent me this. It says, Kubes, here is a good helmet cam regarding a bus fire on the motorway. The officer of the second new engine arriving opposite direction on the motorways has the cam. You can see the basic hose assembly operations. Regards, Tivadar.
Jó lesz. Nyugtáztam, alapvezeték szerelésébe kezdünk, és várjuk a vízhálót, hogy megtápláljon minket vétel. Felkötődőket visszahelyszínen felderít vétel. Az mehet a sugárra. Köszönöm. Nyithatom? Tessék, szia!
And guys, that's how they do it in Budapest. Thank you, Tivadar, my boy, sending it in. He also sent me and Louis some shirts. Love it. Thank you, Tivadar. Next one, of course, where we going? A massive Inferno FDNY box, 1387. FDNY battling an enormous fifth alarm fire in a commercial warehouse. Notice the metal shutters. You can tell how old these buildings are. They're down by the pier in Red Hook. And a lot of old, heavy timber down there. And this thing sets off like a tinder box, bro. Check it out.
Box 1387. Make it a second alarm. Stand by for that update, okay?
Alarm has been transmitted to box 1387 at 241 and Run Street at Breed Street for fire in the third floor. Second alarm has been transmitted for box 1387 at 241 Van Burn Street at Breed Street.
I have my control man with me. I have nozzle, backup, and control. We're changing our bottles out. We can meet at the ground level anywhere. Come on, go rescue sheriff.
It's going pretty good in
On
there.
the second floor, it's quite loosened up. The walls don't go to the ceiling. There's offices. The evidence is on the floor to those offices. And the
Oh, yeah.
negative. All right.
Let me see if this room
Most likely bucket command. Command. So, Chief, I got fire when we come down the third side. On the third floor and the top floor. And four, Matty. 239 is, not Chief, the 239 chauffeur. And I know. Up and down 235 line. Whenever you're ready, one minute. Just we need the big guys run over there now. One side to the back, bring it in off the corner there, back it up off the corner.
it was always in the back to fire. Dude, there's heavy fire in this second and third floor window.
They are car 4 boy trains with a fourth alarm. Make sure the fourth alarm, make sure one of those truck companies is a 95-foot tower ladder. We have 3 tower ladders in operation. Process of setting up a fourth. Fires on the floors 3, 4, and through the roof deck.
Yeah, man, they had their hands full. I don't know if you noticed those old metal shutters. I see them when we do the stuff with Hashhagen. Get over there and check out the membership, man. It's so rich in history. Not only rich in fire history, but New York City history, if you love that stuff. Gavin, thanks for sitting with me on another morning for a cup of Joe and Fuego. Here you go, right here. KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com. Don't be lazy. Send me all your stuff, your pictures. I don't care what it is, fire-related, tattoos, mustaches, kitchen tables, jobs that you went to, you and your buddies after a job, you and your buddies out on a metal day. I don't care what it is. We got to bring this community tighter. You got to share it with your friends. Hit the likes. Give me some comments in there what you thought about this show. And until next week or the following week, depending on how much you guys send me. If you send me enough stuff, we'll be on next week. Until then, guys, God bless. I love you guys. Please be safe.